Everyone was here that day working their ass off, and you were nowhere to be found.
Months after that blistering criticism, we finally know where the Kerr County judge was after the deadly 4th of July flooding. Our I-Team's Andrea Lucia has in fact obtained hundreds of never-before-released emails and text messages. She's joining us with what she has learned. Andrea?
Yeah, Doug, the county judge is the county's chief executive officer. And on the 4th of July, with homes underwater and hundreds of people still missing, county officials were at times having trouble getting a hold of him. Even when the governor himself was in Kerrville, Judge Kelly was not. And in one case, when a commissioner even directly told him he was needed there, the judge said no.
I'm a local attorney and serve as a county judge with a very small staff.
Kerr County Judge Rob Kelly had planned to spend the 4th of July at his family's lake house on Lake Travis, a 2-hour drive from the county seat in Kerrville. And that's where he was at 5 that morning when he received an emergency code red message from the county warning those in the Hunt area to evacuate or get to high ground. The Guadalupe River had overflowed its bounds in the middle of the night, sweeping up people and homes in its path and claiming the lives of an entire cabin of young girls at Camp Mystic. It was nearly an hour and a half after the code red, though, when Kelly, still seemingly unaware of the situation's severity, wrote his emergency management coordinator. Just checking in. Looks like our drought finally broke. How bad is it there? What do we need to be doing? Emergency declaration time? And an hour and a half after that, Judge Kelly wrote he was headed back, had asked that a disaster declaration be sent to the sheriff's office for him to sign. At 10:20 that morning, dispatch confirmed he'd arrived, and at 11:30 he gave a press conference on the ongoing rescue efforts.
Everybody is doing everything within their power to get these kids out.
He mentioned his own property flooded.
I'm happy to say that the water did not get in the house. It got my office and the fence and the gate.
It's not clear how long the county judge stayed in Kerrville, but around 7 that evening he wrote, unable to come back into town tonight, explaining that his wife was afraid of looting. At 8:45 he checked in asking about the governor, lieutenant governor, and DPS colonel, and was told they're here now. At 9, Commissioner Tom Jones wrote the judge, "Are you getting any of my texts?" Judge Kelly responded he wasn't sure, but said he was working to arrange for Senator Cornyn and Governor Abbott to be at a press conference the following day. Commissioner Jones replied he was in a meeting with the governor and his group right now. I've been trying to reach you. He then wrote, I need you here if possible. Judge Kelly, though, said, no, I can't do that. My wife is still in shock for the flood and its loss of life and property, ours, and worried about looters. I need to take care of her this evening.
Judge Kelly, I never saw you on day one.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick later blasted Kelly for his decision.
You should have been here directing that response. Everyone was here that day working their ass off, and you were nowhere to be found.
I requested and received messages sent by the sheriff and the emergency management coordinator as well. They were actively responding to the crisis, coordinating shelter space, resources. We didn't see anywhere near the same involvement from the county judge. It is worth noting Kelly recently announced he will not be running for re-election. He says it is a decision he made before the floods. I did reach out for comment from him for this story, but have not yet received a response.
So question, what about communication being sent out in advance of the storm? I know you looked through so much. Do we know if county officials were worried in any way about the potential for flooding?
Yeah, the messages I saw from July 3rd, the day before the storm, showed county officials mostly focused on enjoying the holiday weekend. There was a possibility of flooding in the forecast, but when the flooding started, the county judge was out of town, the emergency management coordinator was out sick, and the sheriff was asleep. And the code red to evacuate that I mentioned earlier took 40 minutes to issue because no one was available to send it.
A far deeper dive and more answers. Andrea Lucia, thank you.